Hi, everyone. Hello, guys. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. It's a hot one today, guys. It's about what, 94 degrees. And just make sure you're drinking a lot of water. Um, you're taking care of yourself and you're just someplace where it's cool. Just make sure you're taking care of yourself and make sure you're not getting dehydrated, especially in this type of weather. Thank you guys for being here today. For newcomers, thank you for watching and subscribing to the channel. Everyone who's here today, know that I'm not a social worker, I'm not a therapist or a counselor. I'm just someone who talks about all the hell and tribulations and challenges that I've gone through and how I overcame them. Um, what I'm noticing is as I start to heal more and do the work to heal and get at a place of peace, inner peace, and I continue to just talk to others and help myself, help others as well, is that some people don't like my truth. And there's nothing that else that can come out of this but the truth because I have gone through so much, guys, to the point that I walk and speak in my truth, and that's how it is. I if you go back a few videos and watch those videos, I use a metaphor how I felt like the movie The Titanic being left behind on a sinking ship while everybody else had a lifeboat and rode away on that and left me there and then came back, you know, who knows how long later to see the aftermath. Um, these people were never around me because they supported me, they cared about me, or even loved me. They were just there to see what they can get, what they can take, what they can leech, what they can do. And the I didn't learn these lessons because I guess, having abandonment issues as a child and things that happen, that will traumatize and not dealing with it made me become codependent on folks who didn't care about me. And it took a lot of work to change that, guys. I started back in 2020 up until 2025. And now I just speak my truth. I walk it. I help others. Sometimes, guys, it's important to just, in my case, I'm speaking, I don't know about anybody else, but if these messages are resonating, let me know in a comment category. Hit the like button. But for me, because it was never going to change with them for the better, I had to choose myself and choose my peace and just leave those folks where they were, regardless if it was family, friends I knew all my life, romantic relationships, whatever. If it was toxic and it was causing me pain and grief and whatever else, I had to leave it where it was, choose myself, and go and heal those things. Because, like I said yesterday in a video, um, if you don't heal these things, you leave these things deep within you, it stays stuck. And then you're carrying luggage and baggage to other connections and situations, and it becomes toxic. So, guys, this is why it's important to heal and to be at a space of peace, inner peace. And that's the topic of the discussion today, the price of protecting your peace. The price of protecting your peace. And it's so important to do that today in the world we're living in. I would have never thought growing up that we would see a time like we're seeing today where people are just so disrespectful. Not everyone, but a lot of people are. A lot of people are riding that hate train. And not only are they riding it, they're in your face with it, in some cases. And you really, really have to be strong and you have to love yourself and more importantly, not engage in the toxicity of it all. Because when you engage in this type of behavior, you are igniting the fire and causing it to burn even more so. So, what I do is pull back my energy from anything toxic. And I'm not talking about a slip of a word, a disagreement. I'm talking about pure, unadulterated toxicity, you know. And we live in a world today where that seems to be the norm. And if you're someone like myself, generous, respectful, I have my faults just like everybody else, but you're a person who walk in that energy, walk in light, people feel some kind of way and they want to stomp out your light, stomp you out, because they don't like it. And my attitude is, if you don't like something, don't engage in it. But don't tell somebody else how they should be. Let people be their authentic selves, you know, instead of this fakeness that's in the world today. Um, so this is what's important: the price of protecting your peace when there's so much toxicity in this world today. In this toxic world that we live in today, protecting your peace is a must. It's not, well, maybe, or I'll think about it. It's a must. Because if you don't protect your peace, then you're in the midst of all this toxic situations. Minimize the toxicity so that you can continue to stay on this path to heal, grow, and evolve. Never compromise your peace um, to nurture toxicity. Never compromise your peace to nurture toxicity. It's not worth it, guys. Love yourself enough to set boundaries with other folks, even though they might not understand your boundaries. It's okay if they don't understand your boundaries. When you have to choose yourself, sometimes it's important to do that so that you can heal these things. And people may not understand that, and that's fine. Some folks might be trying to bring toxicity or drama to your front door just because you're at peace, And what I say about that is protect your peace at all costs. Protect your peace. And if someone wants to gossip and throw hate your way, what I do in these situations, I don't engage in this kind of stuff with folks. Because guess what? It's like an argument. Like if you have an argument for a person, you go on word for word for word for word, and it ignites a fire that keeps getting bigger and bigger. The flame keeps getting bigger and bigger. And one thing I do is you can stop an argument by not engaging in it. I choose not to engage in it because that will lower your vibration and bring toxicity into your life. Toxicity that you don't want and don't need. Don't ignite the fire. Put it out by not engaging in it. You know, and when someone wants to constantly do that, I cut off, block, and delete. I have no patience or tolerance for ongoing toxicity. I shut it down. Because I choose myself and my peace. When it comes to toxicity, I choose to leave people where they are. If that's what they want to do, that's their choice. My choice is to be over here at peace and to choose myself. Your mental and physical health, people, as I say all the time, should be everything, especially in this toxic world we're living in right now. Every time you turn on a TV, look at your phone, turn on a laptop, is something toxic that's going on every day, and it's ongoing over and over and over again, playing out like a soap opera, like drama in a soap opera. You don't have to engage in it. It's important that we know what's going on. That is the truth, guys. It's important that we definitely know what's going on, but we don't have to be glued to our sets or phone or tablet um, into this toxic stuff. Um, Make sure you're taking time out on a daily basis to nurture your mental and physical health by doing self-care. Things like, for example, music, going to the beach, sitting by the water, um, being out in nature, taking that vacation, doing something that's uplifting your spirits instead of bringing it down. My peace is everything, guys, everything to me. Even if I have to cut folks off to keep my peace, I will do that. So be it. I used to cry about that, cry and be upset because some of the folks that I cut off um, were people that I've known since forever, since I was a child. And, the toxicity, I refuse to. Why would I heal all these things so that I can regress just to have toxic individuals in my life? They were never there for me anyway, and I had to see that through therapy by doing the work to heal, by doing that pro and con list. I was only there, so that they can, take from me, but nobody was putting into me. It wasn't giving me anything back, support, and I had to make a decision, set boundaries, and then, when the boundaries were overstepped, then I had to cut off, block, and delete. Uh, Excuse me, guys, I'm having some kind of allergies today from all this heat and this weather. Um, when you have walk, I'm going to talk about this, guys. When you have walked through the dark night of the soul, like I have, without any physical support, I had God and prayer, but no physical support. And the people who were always there for one reason or another wasn't there during this dark time that when I really needed people the most. Um, so I had to go through these horrific things and times by myself, and only with God and everyone that I trusted, that I thought had my back, were gone. They walked away. Nowhere to be found, nowhere to be seen. And I was sitting in all of this alone in the fire, and I made it through with the help of God, and this is why it's not that difficult as it used to be for me to choose myself, because I have seen, how these folks are. And I chose myself, worked on myself. I'm not perfect. I have mistakes. I make mistakes every day, just like everybody else. But I worked on myself enough to acquire inner peace, And when you walk in inner peace, you don't worry about all this craziness that's going on. I really trust God, guys. I'm very connected to God. I stay in prayer like a prayer warrior every day of my life. And God, as I make these steps, God has been, like I said, and this is no joke or no lie, He's been taking steps behind the scene every day on my behalf as I take steps. Persevere. Don't give up on yourself. And because of this, I look at life from a different perspective and people from a different perspective. Um, I am selective as to who I let in because I don't want toxicity and drama. I know people have differences and have disagreement, but a disagreement to me is different than toxicity. Someone just, there are people, in this world who just live for toxic situations. And when you're at peace, they want to bring that to your front door and creates all types of hell and things, you know. And I am very selective as to who I allow into my life. I take my time with everything that I do, and I will always close the door to toxic people and situation to choose myself and my peace so that I can continue to work on my mental and physical health. I have no problem doing this, whereas before I did, but I'm at the point now I have no problem doing this at all. I had to work overtime on my healing, the kind of pain that I had to endure. I mean, it wasn't easy. None of this is easy. And when you're going through all this pain and just by yourself, and one of the things that helped me also is just therapy and talking about it because it's an outlet for the pain. But not only that, guys, what helped me too is the hypocrisy that was going on around me. Like I grew up in this religious setting, because this is what my mom was involved with. But the people there, with so many rules and regulations, you can't do this, you can't do that, but you can do this, and et cetera, and so forth. But the rules and regulations that they were implementing, the people were always breaking them. The people who were implementing these rules and regulations were not following the rules and regulations that they implemented for everybody else, for the organization. And I saw a lot of hypocrisy, a lot of things that should not have taken place. And so my connection now is with God. And I'm not against, if people go to church or anything like that. But what I'm saying is that you can have a relationship directly with God. You don't have to be connected to a building, connected to an organization to be connected to God. As long as you um, pray in prayer with God, you pray from your heart, you tell him how you feel, and your intentions are pure, God will hear you. And I'm speaking from experience, because I've gone through so much alone. um you know I'm a prayer warrior, guys. I pray to God day and night, night and day. And I not only do I pray to him, what I'm asking for, I work in accordance to that. I really work in accordance to that. And it's not easy, but I keep going. And as I do so, I see the results of it. I see the results of what God is doing behind the scenes to help me. So never give up on yourself. If I can do this and I don't have family and people and friends to help me do this, and I'm doing this and still going, you guys can do it too. Don't give up on yourself. Don't allow yourself to succumb to toxic situations and people and circumstances. And when problems and situations come up, persevere through them. Don't say, oh man, I can't get through this, etc. Because what you tell your mind is what your mind is going to believe. If you tell yourself that you can't get up and do A, B, C, and D, your mind is going to believe that. So tell yourself you can do it. There's always a way to resolve these problems. And then when you get stuck, ask God to help you. Open up a door, God, to help me so that I can see this and walk through that door. Take me in a direction that's going to help me get out of A, B, C, and D. And he will do that. It may take time. It may not manifest overnight, but it will happen. Just keep going and never compromise your mental and physical health and your healing for any toxic situations or individuals. Bring people in your life who support you on this journey, people who are going to help you, and help maybe just motivating you, encouraging you, listening to you when you're going through trials and tribulations. That's support too. It doesn't always have to be tangible support, but just listening, even though if they can't change your circumstances or situations, but listening to you, being there, helping you, encouraging you. I didn't have any of that when I was going through all those things, but I persevered through them, you know, and it was worth it. You are worth it, guys. Never allow anyone to tell you you're not. And if you have people around you who are bringing toxicity to your door, or just, just toxic, set boundaries, set strong boundaries so you can focus on your healing, focus on yourself, because some people don't want to do the work, or some people don't, you know, just make sure that you're taking care of yourself. When you change your mindset, you can do anything, because whatever your mind you tell yourself, if it's on a negative, then your mind is going to believe that, and that's what you're going to produce. But as you continue to move forward and say, I can do this, God, I can do A, B, C, and D with your help, you can do it. And I'm living proof of that, guys. Never give up, and surround yourself with people who will uplift you and not tear you down, especially when you're trying to heal, because without your physical and mental health, you can't take care of yourself or anything else around you. Take back your power from those who want to see you powerless and see you down and out. You can pull your power back. Don't allow yourself to stay in a place of brokenness. And one of the way you can pull your power back is not being in a place of forgiveness. I mean, of bitterness. I had to learn how to forgive and learn that the forgiveness is not for the other person who inflicted the pain, but for me, so that I can lift these tons of bricks that I use as a metaphor and throw them off my back so that I can live my life to the fullest, enjoy my life instead of existing because I'm in a place of bitterness due to what somebody did. Because if you stay in that place, that person went, they keep your power. And I learned how to snatch back that power and turn that power, that pain into power, power into purpose, purpose into paying it forward to help myself and to help others and to make vows to God and to keep going. The key factor is to persevere. You fall down, you're going to fall down a few times, get right back up. It's just like a baby learning to walk. They don't give up. They know they're supposed to walk. They fall down a few times, maybe a few times more, but they keep getting up and walking until one day they are walking. That's how you have to see life. You persevere through these things. You never allow yourself to stay stuck and stagnated. That's the message today, guys. Thank you for being here. Share this message with others because people need to be uplifted. And please subscribe to the channel because when you subscribe, you'll get a notification as to when I'm here live because I never can give a specific time as to when I'm going to show up. And send me some comments as well. Let me know if these messages are resonating with you and invite others here as well. Thank you, guys. Enjoy your day, and please make sure you're taking care of yourself. And I'll see you again tomorrow. This is Lisa shedding love and light. And guys, have a great day, and bye for now.